In the pursuit of sporting success, City Football Group know that even the smallest margins can make a big difference. That's why they've been working with world leaders in travel innovation, Etihad Airways. Now they share with you the solutions that not only enhance the performance of elite athletes, but for frequent business travellers too. Join us as we delve into the travel challenges that some of the clubs and their players face before sharing with you the methods that can aid your travel routine and help you adjust to your destination. We all want to feel fit after a great flight. Let the experts guide the way.
Long distance travel is a challenge for all of our clubs in City Football Group. Our collective experiences are kind of brought together. We analyse what works and what doesn't work and then share what we learn between each other.
Etihad are such an amazing partner for City Football Group. There are so many things we do together, but specific to our players, what's amazing and what's great is that we can have this collaboration with insight from our sports scientists and our coaches and the Etihad travel and sleep experts to help us at the thing that we do that's most important, which is to win football matches.
The main challenges that we face with cabin crew or pilots are mainly fatigue, sleep disturbances. This happens because of the frequent travel and also traveling east to west. So we face a lot of people having jet lag problems and problems related to fatigue or sleep disturbances.
The parallels between players being ready to perform in game and business people being ready to perform within meetings are the same. You know, you need to be ready, you need to participate and do your best.
If you're being sent overseas, there is pressure on you to perform. And if you're mindful of how you're going to be when you get somewhere, then I think that really helps with, okay, I travel well, I'm going to arrive well, and I'm going to perform well.
As a crew member, my biggest issues with long distance travel would be adjusting to the time, lack of sleep, and probably hydration.
Not only is the many long hours of flying, but it's also being confined to a very small space for 16 hours. It's not easy. And then comes the stress of flying, the weather, everything that affects you. But because of the way we are trained, we can recover quickly. So yes, we do get a lot of help from it.
You always have to take every part of the game into consideration, because even if that can help 4, 3 or 5% of players being good physically, we have to take it.
In MLS, travel demands are so different. In May, we had 3 games in 8 days, which involved going to Dallas, which is an hour time zone change, and then going to Salt Lake, another hour time zone change, and then going to Orlando, which is a 2-hour time zone change back. Really hot in Dallas. I play Sunday. On Wednesday, you're in a snowstorm in Salt Lake. At Salt Lake, you're at significant altitude. And then you're back in Orlando and it's boiling hot again.
For those trips, everybody's kind of got their own routine. So they kind of give you a general spectrum to stay within, and then everybody can kind of specialize that to themselves.
The main travel demands for Manchester City to prepare for are pre-season tours, for example, flying to destinations in Asia, America. Australia specifically is one of our tour destinations recently. Some of the challenges we face are not only the travel and the jet lag of crossing multiple time zones, but also the climate when you arrive. So these players have got to perform at a high level and the conditions might be hot and humid. Sometimes there might be altitude to contend with.
I think it was one of the most travel have been affected by the time difference, jet lags. You need at least 2, 3, 4 days to be ready, or in your case, to play football at the high level.
So what makes Manchester's approach quite unique in terms of the challenges they face is mainly in the international space. So more international players travelling all over the world at regular times in the season, and then expecting them to come back and perform. So really it's making an individualised programme for them, which is suited around the recommendations.
We've got a number of players, for example, that play for Brazil, like Gabriel Jesus.
Eu falo isso porque, a verdade, o staff ajuda muito a gente, deixa a gente recuperado, fisicamente bem para o próximo jogo. E eu, particularmente, falando dos gols, eu fico muito contente de poder ajudar a seleção, ajudar o City quando volto.
For us, the main challenges when we're flying potentially are multiple airports where we may have to travel to destinations. I think the senior players are very experienced when they're travelling. Most players have travelled multiple time zones. They're prepared, they go away to allow themselves to be able to play to the best of their ability when they arrive at their destination.
We've got a couple of trips where we have a 2 or 3 hour flight, but then we get off that and it may be an hour by coach as well as the plane trip, or 2 hours by coach, depending on where you are and where we're going. So it's quite different probably to most other leagues around the world in terms of the distance that we've got to travel to play.
Games can be scheduled 7 o'clock Perth time, which can be 10 o'clock Melbourne time, so they're playing quite late relative to their body clock. So there is a bit of a challenge in helping them adjust to play the game at an appropriate time for their body systems.
So Perth is a huge challenge for them in terms of travel and adaptation. But this season they've gone there and won, and we've heard back from the club themselves is that they find the travel and adaptation and new strategy has been really impactful for them.
You have to travel in 4 hours like Perth, and always there is different weather, more humidity. The medical staff do a great job about this. They prepare everything, so massive 3 points because always had to play in Perth.
You know, we have a lot of girls that play in America, and their longest travel obviously is from the States back to Melbourne. They have to travel away to their destination, then obviously come back. But the biggest thing is for us is the way we look after them, the way they look after themselves, obviously on the flight, and try to reduce injuries or anything like that whilst they're away to come back and obviously play for us.
We really hope that people watching this are excited about travel and listening to the recommendations and that they'll try them themselves. We've had some success with it and we hope that they do too.